Today is a day of mourning for all who value human life and cherish freedom of religion. An attack on innocent people in a house of worship is an attack on our collective humanity and common values. While our Sikh brothers and sisters mourn the senseless death of their extended family and grasp for some sense of safety, we stand here in solidarity to comfort, support, and help them in a way that we can during this difficult time, and pray that such a tragedy is never repeated again. As Muslims, we believe that whoever kills an innocent soul, it is as if he had slain the entire mankind. And whoever saves one, it is as if he had saved mankind entirely. In honor of the victims, I urge our community here to take
was an attack on humanity. And that's why we're all gathered here, from every speck, and from every place, every religion, every strata of this community, together in solidarity. What better word? To my brothers and sisters of the Fremont Candlelight, to those from the wider Sikh community, and to all of us gathered here this evening, this sorrowful, bewildered, but resolute evening. From the Catholic community of St. Joseph, with our own ill, to the dying, to kings, may the Lord give you peace. He also spoke these words to his own co-religionists. He spoke them to his own people. May the Lord give you peace. As they went to war, with people from another religion, this little man flung himself onto the battlefield in front of the Christians. And I see that even in the midst of true and terrible suffering, you continue to speak these words, each in her own way and his own way. May the Lord give you peace. And this peace is no soft, fleeting, sentimental thing. It is not. This peace is born only of honest, persistent work. It is born in the humility of serious learning. And it is born in the authentic hope of grace. So my brothers and sisters, from the Catholic community to you.
I am honored to be one of the speakers at this vigil tonight. My prayers are with our community and party that was created and signed by loving clergy in the Chicago area this past June. We, communities of faith and spirit, serving in the Chicago metropolitan area, acknowledge and commit to these ideals. That the work of cultivating the religious and spiritual life of human beings is an essential part of the strength and progress of justice, peacemaking, and harmony in diversity, and signed below by the 11 clergy on the 12th of June this year. May this pledge be an inspiration to our community as we move forward together in discovering ways to share our sacred spaces, beliefs, and practices with one another, to support the great richness of each of our traditions, and to make our shared communities safe, strong, and vibrant.
is one and the same as what Sikhism is all about. As Sikhs, we believe in Sarbat Da Bhala. That is also, in English, can be translated as the welfare of all. Which is why it disheartens me. And when I think of the Guru Gurdwara's president, who didn't think of himself or his family, and gave a pope of life when he put himself forward to save his Sangha, the men and women religiously haven't been able to establish ourselves as a part of the community, as fellow Americans, in a country that we've been living in for over 100 years. Sikhism is the 5th largest religion in the world, but still, ignorance is very much alive. But that's where education comes in. Where we as Sikhs educate our fellow community members about who we are and what we stand for. Where you as community members ask your Sikh friend what they're all about because you want to take the time to understand them. But where we all take the time to look left and right and appreciate our American brothers and sisters for who they are. But most importantly, this event draws me to feel for our community's kids and teenagers. I understand how it is to be teased, not to be accepted for who you are. A few years ago, I was followed down the hall in school by a kid who held scissors to the back of my head, despite the fact that they knew that I didn't cut my hair because of my religion. But I grew stronger from that. As should every
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. It is with great sadness that we are all here to remember and honor the lives who were tragically murdered on the August 5th in Wisconsin. We pray for the departed soul, and we are thankful to the officer, Brian Murphy, who embodied the spirit of first responder and did a great job. We don't need to go extra mile to show. We don't need to go do anything extra than anybody else that we are Americans. We are Americans. Our children are serving the country in Afghanistan as we speak right now. What is happening? We request, we urge to media and government that let not be reactive, let be proactive. One of our gentlemen was killed in Arizona. There are a few days, news on the TV, government said so many things, but after that all these things vanished. Now we urge to all the people in the executive, all the people in the legislation, and all other forces and the media that we need your help to tell who we are. If you show the Bin Laden picture on TV in such a way that this is the guy who has harmed the country, it is the responsibility of the media also to show that these are the people who look identical, but these are the people part and parcel of this country over 100 years. That's what we expect. We urge and demand.
Good evening to everyone who is here. I know we're all gathered here to commemorate a tragedy, but I truly feel that we have a lot to be grateful for and a lot to be happy about tonight. I am grateful to all of you, first of all, for joining us here this evening. I am grateful to all of the police officers, including Lieutenant Murphy, of course, who put their lives on the line on Sunday. I am grateful to the people, the world, blessings and love. People, our president has ordered flags to be at half-mast, which is a pretty big deal. And I hope that all of us stood up and said on Monday, we are all Muslims. How many? One of the most important things we can do at a time like this is realize that we are all one and the same. Whether it be Sikh, Christian, Hindu, Muslim, Jew, atheist, Indian, American, doesn't matter. We are all the same. I've just quoted, Manis ki jaat sab hai ek hai pehan ko. How many of us actually realize that, what that means? to recognize the human race as one. And yet so many of us fall behind barriers of color, caste, faith. The only way we can heal now is if we move past
high spirits, overflowing spirits. And
on Monday, a mosque burned. And that's only a fraction of the hate. Hate that must be forgotten and unlearned. If we want the pain to stop, and we want the hate to end, we ourselves must stop discriminating, and to every brother, a hand we must lend. We are all God's children, and you see, brotherhood knows no bounds. It isn't limited by color, or caste, or creed, and that's what we must wrap our heads around. We should accept everyone for who they are, as God's message is one of love and peace, and we must unite, not as a community, but as a people, if we want the violence to cease. The tides are turned against us, but it's we who turn the tides. So we must ask ourselves one question: how much longer by this
principle of unity and humility? Similar to the principles that this country, our beloved America, was founded on. And this is something that resonated when John Edwards, the police chief of Oak Creek, when he was addressing a crowd gathered on Tuesday night. His words: "In 28 years of law enforcement, I have seen a lot of hate. I have seen a lot of revenge. I have seen a lot of anger. What I saw particularly from the Sikh community this week was compassion, concern, and support. What I didn't see was hate. I didn't see revenge. I didn't see any of that. And in law enforcement, that's unusual, to not see that reaction to something like this. I want you all to understand how unique that is. That, my dear friends, is the Sikh faith. So I stand here to
ਕਹੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਸਭ ਤੇਰੀ ਵਡਿਆਈ ਕੋਈ ਕਹੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਸਭ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਭਗਵਤੀ ਦੀ ਸਹਾਇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਮਿਲਵਾਕੀ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਵਾਪਰੇ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਹੋਏ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਯਾਦ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਉਸ ਸੰਤਾਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਯਾਦ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਕੈਂਡਲ ਬਖਸ਼ਣਾ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਦੇ ਸੰਤਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਭਾਣਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਬਲ ਬਖਸ਼ਣਾ ਸਹੀ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਮੇਲ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਆਮਦਾ ਰਾਮ ਚਿਤਾਵੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਨਾਮ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਖਾਣੇ ਸਰ